Back in September 2020, we sold our house in the UK, then moved to Normandy in France, where we bought an ancient French farmhouse with various outbuildings, including an old barn, a small cottage with 2 woodlands, and 3.5 acres of pastured land in a beautiful national park area. Follow us on our journey as Budo and I renovate the farmhouse, manage our land, and take on many projects for you to enjoy. Let the fun begin. Hi there guys.
Welcome folks.
Welcome to Compost Corner again.
Yep.
Hope you've all had a good week and weekend.
Yes, we ain't going to be long on this one because we've got loads of black clouds coming over, and I'll show you them in a second.
They're heading our way.
The wind's been picking up last couple of days as well. So Trace, what we've been doing?
In this week's video garden segment, we've been laying the second bed for our growing.
Yep.
Carry on. Yeah, second bed.
I think you're more worried about that cloud coming over.
Yeah, so we've laid the second bed, put all the hoops in, which you'll see.
Tracy's put all the hoops in, which speed ramped out for you.
So that's obviously quicker. And then
put some new compost down, as you said.
Yeah.
And we just explained about the lines and orientation of why we're growing and what we're trying to achieve here with gaining the sunshine as much as and as long as possible. You'll see that. And then a little brief on we're putting some seed trays. We've got some seed trays, quite a lot of, and we're putting them together. Well, we've got probably a couple of hundred of these things, but they're only a temporary measure now for until we can get some modular trays, which we're looking at trying to get hold of, because I know there's some fantastic companies in England doing these modular trays.
But it's just trying to find them over here, isn't it?
Yeah, over
France.
here is a little bit difficult.
We're looking, aren't we? We'll keep looking.
It's the language for us more than anything, why it's difficult. But we're getting them, so I'll show you in the compost how I fine it down, add some sand and turn it into a seeding mix. And
that's all, isn't it?
Pretty much it, yeah. So that's it really for this week on Caravan, on a gardening segment, which you're going to see now every Wednesday.
Yes,
right, we're going to do every Wednesday
we will bring one out.
Just one quick point on, we had a lot of people saying that they're happy to see renovation and gardening together, and they don't mind. Some people have said they like the 2 channels. We're going to go in the direction of 2 channels, we think, because it's more clearer for us what we are doing, you know. So we can say, look, let's have a day every week in the garden. When it gets into the higher part of the garden, like the doing all the produce and harvesting, obviously we'll put a bit more time in, but it's good for us because we can focus on the garden, keep on top of it all the time, because you know what winter does, it just if you don't do it, it decimates it really, doesn't it?
And then concentrate on the renovation on the channel that it's on now. I think that's going to work
and there's a lot of we've been doing a lot sort of working out together of what the phases we're going to go through on this renovation part, and so we need to talk to you about that maybe in a caravan corner of sorts, but how we're going to progress forward and what we're trying to get done first. But anyway, that's all to come. So thank you for joining us again, and hope you're enjoying the gardening segments. I was waiting for you to say it.
We hope you enjoy this episode of the garden segment.
And we'll have to get Tracy a mic. Someone said that. We will.
Yeah, get Tracy.
She don't talk loud enough, you see.
No, I do talk actually quite loud. I think sometimes it's the obviously the camera that we're using. It's the distance, because if I'm holding it, you'll hear me really loud. So we have to sort of balance the 2. But we will do that though, won't we?
Anyway.
Yep.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, folks. I thought I'd just show you a picture of the clouds that we're dealing with. It's been some heavy rainstorms here. But it's really mild. But I thought I'd pan you around here, let you have a little look. Some proper moody clouds up there, isn't there? Hey, see, it's not always blue sunshine here. We do get the clouds as well.
Hi there everyone, we're up in the garden today.
Hello.
Budo's here and he's going to just talk through what our plans are today, what we're going to be doing.
Today I want to explain to you about orientation of your garden, you know, how we're doing it. and you might want to take some of these tips on board. It does help. So I've got an iPhone here, and I've put the compass on. Okay, I did this weeks and months ago to work this out anyway, but to give you an idea. So I'm orientating my compass, and my compass at the moment, so if you want to just point round there, Trace, slowly, that's it. See the hedge there?
Yep.
That way is north. Okay, so if you come back here, okay, so that's north, right? And that gives us this setup here is an ideal setup for us, right? Because that north facing has a big oak hedge line along there, and then there's another one set right behind that, which is higher trees. So that means any very cold northerly winds coming down get buffered with them trees, and it stops it clenching up to our garden. So we put in, you saw there, over there,
Let me just show them.
where you cleared up last week, Trace.
Yep.
Right, is the willow hedge.
Oh, yep, sorry.
That willow hedge will give us an extra barrier for the north. If you look at the beds, they're orientated, and I'll just bear on a bearing. I'm bearing west. Okay, so west is straight down the middle of that
Walkway,
tunnel,
yep.
and this way is east.
Yeah.
So that's bearing east-west. The reason I want to do that, all right, the reason I want to get that gives me and Tracy maximum growing from the sun. So the sun will rise up in the east, it cuts across the sky, whether it's high in the summer or lower in the winter, it cuts across the sky and then drops off into the west. Okay, and that means that the whole of that bed is getting sunshine through the whole day. Okay, so we get control then. So if we find that the plants are getting too hot in the summer, they need shading off, we can shade off one side,
Yep.
with some tarps or slow it down. We get control. But if there's not enough sun on there and enough warmth, let me just turn this off because it's buzzing like mad. If we don't get enough sun on it, so say if you imagine the sun was coming across this way, you'd get one side would get the sun, then it'd go over the top and it'd go across, and you wouldn't get an even distribution of the sun. And it's always best, I think, to go east-west. And it's same with our polytunnel when we set that up. It's actually a polytunnel. It's more of a energy polytunnel, if you like. It's an energy greenhouse which will gather heat from the sun and heat up in there, but that all comes later. It's a big project and I'll show you later. But at the moment, so today, on a quicker note, we are setting up another bed next to it.
Just show them.
So I've set the pins out, which are these pins here. They're the correct distance between there for the path.
Yep.
And then that's our bed, which we can straddle over when we're working on it.
Yep.
Yeah. And Tracy now is going to rake all this compost we put down in the early summer. She's going to rake it and till it over a little bit, and then I'm going to come in now with some new compost like you saw on that one to set this bed up. And then we've got enough rings or hoops, which I made out of water pipe. I made out myself. I just cut them to a certain length and then made them up. I've got enough of those to do 2 beds. So that's 1 bed there, and if you just pine over here, Trey, there's enough there to do another bed. And then these are the pins I'll show you. So they're the metal pins. I've got a long bar of this bar. I just cut them to length roughly. They'll last a long time in the ground, reusable. They go in either side, and then the hoop sits in top of there on the measurements. So when I set the string up, that'll tell me where to put these. Yep. All the way along at the same distances, 1.2 meters or whatever it is, between them hoops. And then we've got another bed going again.
Yep, we'll cover that over, do the cable ties as well, won't we? Put the cover over, then do the cable ties, right. And that's ready for us to
so it's another bed
plant
ready to
our
work
things.
On. We're going to get spinach, and what was the other thing we was going to put? Broad beans.
Broad beans we're going to get in now.
Yep, in there. And then we're going to also start pulling this bash back. Yeah. And as we work on it, we'll pull it back until we get all the beds exposed. More in the springtime that'll come, because we only want to tour a couple of these tunnels ready for the winter time.
Yeah, for winter planting.
For the winter planting, because we don't want to be putting too much out,
No.
because you know, you lose a lot of stuff anyway. But it gets us going, it gives us a head start in the spring, and we're growing food. And then, you know, after possibly once season, we should have enough food that we won't need to buy none of them veggies anymore.
No, fantastic.
And when I get that polytunnel going, it'll be that good that I will be able to grow oranges in there, and lemons. And
lemons,
I guarantee that. But we won't be growing oranges and lemons because they're just a luxury food you don't need. But you know, we'll be able to grow a lot of stuff. We'll be able to grow cucumbers, tomatoes right through the year.
Yeah.
And you know, it's all coming anyway. We'll give you an idea on that one. Anyway, folks.
Okay.
We'll let you see the next bit when we get to it. Hi, Tracy. So you've got something to show us?
Yes, I have. Can you pan down in there?
Yep.
Can you see
Just getting in there now. Hang on.
all the tips of the onions that I planted? Quite a few of them are coming
all right,
up.
over there. Look as well. Look.
Yep.
So let's just pan over there, Trey.
Oh, let me just
Sorry, love. So you get to see him. Look.
My yellow sandals.
So you can see all the little tips of the onions have come up. And now that was 9 days ago they were planted.
Yep. So what I'm going to do now is, obviously they want to just keep growing very, very little over the next week or so.
Yep.
Once the hard frost hits, because hopefully by then they would have grown a nice root ball, which will be pushing down and make them like basically secure in the ground.
Yep.
Then I'm just going to lightly mulch them.
Yep.
So obviously it will protect them, so they won't want to keep growing. Well, they won't anyway once the frost hits. And then once spring comes, they should hopefully want to start waking up again. But look at them.
Well, the good thing is that this is the reason you put these onion sets out early, or this time of the year, like I should say, is when the frost hits, they want to push a root out rather than push a bud up.
Yeah.
So they stop growing up, but they push a root down, which gives them a really good start in the warmer weather when the soil starts to warm up.
Yeah.
So all we've got to do is keep it weeded, haven't we, Trace?
But look at them.
But even the weeds are growing well. But yeah, that looks like, looking at that's looking around about at least an 80 or 90%, maybe 90% germination. Yeah, they're all over. So you can't see them. We can see them through the mesh, and you might not be able to.
And it's only that bed that's free. But I think that's the
We're going to put spring onions in there.
compost as well. Yeah, perfect. Well, no, this one I've planted all the smaller ones. I know we're going to add extra, but all the really small ones are here, and they're planted quite close together, and we'll take them up
As an
early
onion
next
green
year.
rather than
But
an
this
onion.
bed is spare, but it's the gold compost, isn't it? I
Yeah, but
reckon?
we've got a packet seeds for spring onions, and I think we should put them in there on that
definitely.
last bay,
Yeah.
and we've got them as well going. So
Lovely.
there you go, folks. There's a little bit of success straight away. Tracy's, it must be Tracy's special touch.
It must be my yellow.
Or it could be them yellow sandals.
I got a pink pair
Are
of
they
them.
your gardening sandals, Trace?
Pan back up a minute. Shall we? Did you wear my yellow sandals during the
Yeah,
summer?
well, we don't talk about that. All right. Anyway, folks, that's it. On that note, we're off.
Bye.
Hi folks, well, sorry about a bit of wind noise if you've got some here, because it is very windy here today. But Tracy's just having a sit down. Me and Tracy just been sitting down for 5 minutes because we was having a break. But I want to explain to you, you saw the compost going down, the black gold as we call it, and you can see now that I've put these lines up, okay? We didn't do it in the first place because we don't like the wheelbarrow trapping them. Sometimes it snaps the line. So we put it on after, we get it, you can see what Tracy done, she sort of levelled it off roughly. And now what's going to happen is we're going to go up each side and we're going to bring it in so it's mounded up a little bit more, and it's nice with these lines, and it keeps the line straight. And then you've got the pathway down here, which is nice. This will get trampled down, and over time, as this level builds up, that will be built up with wood chippings from the chipper when we get that. But I just want to explain to you about the lines, because you might not have seen them in the beginning and thought to yourself, well, what are they working to? It's just a rough guide, and these lines will set up straight, and you can see you get a nice straight bed to grow in. Keeps it nice and uniformed. I thought I'd show you this stuff as well. I know I showed you the other day, but oh my god, it's just so good. And it'll still break down over time. You know, there's bits of cow dung there as well that have rotted away, but it will break down over time, get finer and finer, and we'll only have to do this once a year. So we'll top this up again with maybe an inch or two, or 50 up to 50 millimeters. Would that be? Yeah, millimeters. 50 millimeters up for you, up to a maximum each year, and that'll be enough to keep that sustaining and growing. And remember, at the bottom we have the cardboard, underneath that is the lime, and the land has been tilled or de-weeded as much as we could before we went to that stage. So it gives you a good head start. You're never going to beat the weeds, you're going to be fighting for the rest of your life, but you know, it gives us a bit of a head start on them, and we can try and control them a lot more. So there's number 2 bed down. We're going to dress that off, and then we're going to come back probably in an hour, and I'm going to, because I've got to cut some more bars, I'm going to cut some more bars and then start putting the hoop tunnel up. We had two, I think it was 2 people asked, where did we buy the hoop tunnel? We didn't. I made it. So it's out of old water pipe, 1-inch water pipe we have in the UK that goes under our ground. It's normally the feed from the street to the house pipe, but any soft pipe that moves like that, you know, would be fine. And the netting is what we use in construction. It's on our it's normally put on our scaffolds, or round skips, or sometimes on the back of dumpster lorries and things like that, you know, where they want to hold the rubbish in. But you don't need anything special really, you just need something that lets the rain through but will keep out the major bugs out. So I'll give you a bit of a close-up. I don't know if you can see that. It's got nice sized holes in there, the rain goes through it lovely, and it keeps most of the things out, like cabbage whitefly and certain beetles and flies and different things out there. You'll never keep all of it out, but it just gives you that extra protection, you know. And then on the major protection is the bigger animals, like a deer, or, you know, we talked about that as well. Anyway, good guys, so we got that done now. So the next bit I'll show you when we're done. Okay folks, so we're back up in the garden again. Tracy's got her wellies on instead of her yellow, no, it was yellow sandals, isn't it, yesterday. Anyway, so she's just winding up the lines now, so we've got the bed done as such. Straightforward really, all the hoops are in, Tracy's done. So I'm just about to remove these metal bars now, so we can use them for the next bed when we set that one up. And like I said, these 1, 2, maybe 3 beds that we do here will all be protected hoop beds, and then the others will just get prepped ready for spring. And that's it really. So Trace, on the hoops.
Yeah.
Straightforward, weren't they?
Very straightforward. Just went in so simple, didn't they?
Yeah. Just they go on that little
Metal.
bit of metal we said down there, if you can see that. And then we just push them down a little bit like that. Nice and simple.
And it's so quick as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Setting the string up,
Yeah.
doing the compost on top. You know, as if you
Yeah.
work well as a team, then was it the A team? No, is it the
dream team is the A team,
yeah,
or whatever.
the
Yeah,
A
some of it
team
is the
yeah,
dream.
yeah,
Anyway, so while Tracy's just winding that line up, I'm just going to show you over here. This is a bit off piste here, but here there used to be a big building coming right out here. It's all collapsed down into there, or been taken down at some stage. So we're going to have to get the digger in there and have a little look. But the main thing I want to talk about was where all this bracken is. Coming up shortly in some videos, we're going to be strimming all this down. And there's a hump here that goes down, okay? So I'll just go over there. So there's a little bump here goes down. So what we're going to do is, this is where we had that first bed we put in, if you remember. But we realised it was in the wrong place, so we've moved it up. But we're going to clear all this away. And then I'm going to take this earth down by about 2 feet with a digger, coming from where the house is over that side all the way up here, 50 feet or more. And that earth that comes out of there is going to come up on this bank here. So bring this up higher and along here, and bring this up level on this field a little bit here, because the first 2 beds are a little bit too low. All right, and the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to be putting a polytunnel in there, but I'm going to hand make the polytunnel, so you'll see what I mean when I get to that. So there's another little bit there, and then in a moment I'm going to take you over to the black gold and show you us sieving it and what it comes out, so we can use it for seed growing and that, you know. Anyway, all good, Trey?
Yep, all done now.
So that bed's ready now, isn't it?
Yeah, we can get planting some bits in there.
Fantastic.
Can't we? And then we'll get that covered over.
Yeah. It's getting exciting now, because
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to spring.
Definitely.
Where we can really get these in production and all these beds going.
And when the garlics and onions start,
They're all popping their heads up now. You can actually, I don't know if you can see them. We showed you yesterday, but they've even gone a bit more. They've got another at least quarter, half inch up. But anyway.
Weather's just been so nice, isn't it?
Oh,
really
yeah.
mild.
It's a bit freaky,
bit
yeah.
Windy.
But apparently this is normal in this part of Normandy.
Yep.
And you do get, when you get a frost or snow, it's for a couple of weeks and that's it, it's away and finished.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, we might put some, do they call it row?
Oh, you talking about the fleecing?
The fleece, that's it, yeah, row
horticultural
fleecing.
Yeah.
We'll put some fleecing over that lot just to give it a belt and braces.
Just in case it gets that insect.
Yeah.
Hi there, folks. We're here today with Budo, with what he calls his black gold. What are you up to?
Well, just going to get, if you come in a bit closer,
Okey-doke.
just going to get the, you have a look here. So I've got a sieve in a bucket.
Yeah.
And just sieving out our stuff because it's a bit coarse for seed stuff. What we're going to do is, I'll show you the trays in a minute, but I want to show you this, how it comes out. Obviously we're going to get a bigger sieve,
Yeah.
but this will do for now.
So we have 2 big sieves, don't we? Wooden ones.
So you can start to see as it comes out.
Wow.
Okay, gets it down to a finer tilt, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some sand into this, just a bit of sand to lighten it up and make it free draining. And then what I'll do is I'll be using, if you stay there and focus on that for a second.
Okay.
So when we were in England, me and Tracy, we got a ton of these, didn't we?
Loads.
Loads and loads. There's probably about 200 of these,
yeah.
right? We think they were for some sort of, do you remember them flowers? Like they have a bulb.
Not the hyacinths.
Hyacinths or something like that. It was them, yeah. Who had these in the beginning.
Yeah.
But for now, there'll be good little seed trays. We really want the modular ones.
Yep.
But we just got to look into that a bit more and see what we can get, because it's a little bit difficult in France. There's some lovely ones in the UK you can get, some good companies and that doing them. But but this will do for now. So basically, this will go in there with a bit of sand.
Yeah.
Let me get a handful of sand. So a good handful of the sand in the mix. Okay, that'll be all mixed in. Be nicer if it was a bit drier.
Yeah.
But it's just to make it a bit more free draining. Okay. I've got to put a bit more compost on that. So.
A little bit more sieving.
A little bit more sieving. It's the wrong sort of sieve really, but it's doing the job.
We've actually had that a long time, that sieve.
So again, nice. That's the stuff I made through early summer.
Yeah, perfect.
And it's just what you want. You want to be able to pull it together. If I really squeeze it, you get a little drop of water come out of it. Okay. And it's very similar to what we've done in the UK. What it came out like, didn't it, Trace?
Yeah, and I would think we probably near on had 100% germination of nearly everything we grew, didn't we? So
we've done really well.
Your compost plays a big part.
Basically, that's what we're aiming for. So I want to get about 10 of them ready. Got some seeds to put in them, drill into them.
Yeah.
And then we've got a little. Sorry, I forgot my gloves. We've got a cloche. Do you remember in one of the videos back?
That awful shower. That
shower, yeah. We had an awful shower in here, one of those plastic ones you put in the corners. But we kept the doors from that, and they opened. So we're going to have them as a little cloche. Going to just do some little stone sides on them, put it outside, and then it's a little temporary seeding place.
Yeah.
Starting the seeds before I get into building the polytunnel.
Polytunnel, yeah.
And you're going to love that one because it's a full-on like the Earthship type polytunnel. You'll see. Anyway, guys, that was it. So if you want to come back down here, Trey, that's what it comes out like. It's a nice. It's just all right for seed, enough, you know.
It's perfect.
I wouldn't be able to tell you how rich it is because I don't know a way of testing that, but it's a nice, good even. I would say an even or middle of the road feeding, growing medium.
Yeah,
okay?
for seedlings
for
and
seeds.
that. Okay, Budo.